What is MC squared times?
No, not questions like that.
Equivalation of.
All right, I'm doing a research project on whether. No, hold on. I actually have the question right here. Give me a second. I'll edit this out. That is not what I wanted to press on. My question's like, is gymnastics as popular as high school football in West Texas? Okay. Now we all know the answer to this.
You're retarded or something, bro? Why is that a question?
But since people don't know the sport of gymnastics, we're researching it. Okay? Maybe it'll bring awareness to the sport in West Texas.
Yeah, and then we'll get more
because people will read my project.
Yeah. And then the sport will be living. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, so we're in a stress circle right now, and we are interviewing 3 high schoolers that are also gymnasts. What is your name, level, and grade?
My name is Wilbrad Keene. I'm a level 10 at Tega, and my grade, I'm a senior at Lubbock High.
My name is Grayson Fankhauser. I'm a level 10, and I'm a sophomore at Lubbock High School.
My name's Paxton Daniel. I go to Friendship High School in Wolford, and I'm a sophomore.
Did y'all say those levels?
I didn't.
I'm a level 10 JE.
Oh my gosh. All right. I actually don't know how far this ranges for the mic, so it'll be kind of hard to pass around over and over again. How long have y'all been doing gymnastics, and how did you find the sport?
A rough estimate, I've been doing gymnastics for 8 to 9 years. And I think I found the sport, well, obviously my parents just put me in it, but I think I found it because my dad used to do gymnastics. And so we thought it was a good sport to put into it. He did it like when he was younger.
What the heck? I did not know
So that could be why.
I've been doing gymnastics for like 7 years, and I did it because I think I saw my sister doing it, and I joined rec classes, and I've just stuck with it since then.
I believe this is my 12th year doing gym, and I found the sport by my grandmother.
All right, that's pretty interesting. Did not know some of those facts. How popular would you say gymnastics is? Oh, no, let's do this. Let's explain gymnastics to a normal person, like in your own words, and then explain how popular it is. Okay. And whether you think it's like over or underrated, I guess.
Okay, so gymnastics, how I would explain it to someone, if I'm explaining men's gymnastics, is I would say that there are 6 different events, and you're competing routines whenever you're lower levels, they're assigned, but you get to choose what routines whenever you're a higher level. And then whatever your deductions are, like how well you execute that routine, is how you get counted off in your scores. So for popularity, I would say that gymnastics is like really popular, but at the same time unpopular, because at higher levels and Olympics, everyone knows what gymnastics is, and I think some people see clips and they think, wow, that's awesome. But at the lower levels, a lot of people don't consider it, is what I would say.
I don't know how to describe it.
What do you do every day?
We do 6 events. Well, we do 4 each day, but we train for 6 events. And we compete during the winter and early spring. And I'd say that gymnastics is 4 out of 10 popularity.
So the way I would describe gymnastics is honestly like a work of art. So, you can have this, I guess canvas of 6 events, and then based on however creative you are and I guess quote unquote good you are, you can create a really, really beautiful picture. And like Will said, based on the popularity, people know about it like in Olympics or whatever, but I mean, you know, where we're at now, people don't really know.
I actually really like what Will was saying about that. Thanks, Charlie. It's fine. I'll cut it out. I like what Will was saying about everybody knows about gymnastics, but not about the lower levels. Like, people know the outcome versus the journey. And I think the journey is like what people should focus on. While like it's easy for people to think about football because it's the same sport from a young age to an old age, and while the intensity grows, it's the same rules, same concept. And to describe gymnastics, a former gymnast at this gym, Jared Fry, who competes for Air Force Academy in Colorado, told me one day, he said it's the art of pushing your body to the limit. And that grows a lot of respect. And somehow they made a score system around it. And that's why people can't understand it, because there's a score system around your body's limits, which is insane. Okay, Pax. All right, let's start bringing football into the picture. Okay, y'all go to a big football school, Friendship. It's, what is it, 5A or 6A? 6A, which is pretty big. If you're not from West Texas, that's how they like scale how big it is. I really don't know what it means exactly, but we can search it. Someone can search it. I don't know. So yeah, we'll bring football into the picture. Let's talk about how big football is compared to gymnastics, how easy it is to watch football compared to gymnastics. And by the way, this whole research thing is men's gymnastics, not just like women's gymnastics. So women's gymnastics is a lot easier to watch than men's gymnastics. We're talking about men's gymnastics. See, I was talking about comparing football to gymnastics. It should be pretty easy.
Okay, so to start off with, in all of Lubbock, there's only one school that offers gymnastics, which is Lubbock High. And in all of Lubbock, pretty much every school offers football. So that's how you can compare like the popularity and like access to it. Additionally to that, this is the last year they're doing gymnastics at Lubbock High. So it's about to be 0 to everyone. Yeah. I found out like a month ago or something, but...
And also, other than Abilene, which is a very small program, Vega is the only boys or gymnastics program that offers boys in West Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Our little area.
Yeah, no. So that's a great point. And then I would also just consider like how you see it presented to you on like media and when you watch TV, because there are so many like channels for football, like all the sports channels, ESPN, Fox, whatever you're watching, they always showcase football because football is like the most American sport you can think of, right? Whenever you think of an American sport, it goes to football. And that's just kind of what sports we've built, or we have our culture focused a lot on. And so gymnastics, I just think, isn't that much, and you don't see it as often, especially on TV. But yeah.
Gymnastics isn't as popular as football. There's only like one program here. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Compared to high school football.
There's only like one club here, and we had two, which was Rock Solid, but it got shut down like a year ago. So there's not much teams. It's only one. So yeah.
I completely agree with what they're saying. High school football is definitely a more favored sport than gymnastics. It's just, it's a lot more, I guess, quote unquote, fun to watch. I don't know. I feel like a lot more people would choose to watch football more than gymnastics, just if you're watching on TV or something.
I think those are all pretty standard points. Football is like just the all-time American sport. When you think of America, you think of football. It's easy to explain. It's easy to watch. easy to start from a young age. Everybody in America knows how to throw a football. And if you don't, you probably live under a rock. I would say maybe 6 out of 10 people that I've met cannot do a cartwheel, which is probably one of the most basic gymnastic skills to exist. So that kind of shows the difference between how normal it is. Let's talk about why you think football is traditional route for sports and young men till high school versus gymnastics. Kind of comparing the commitment, comparing the I don't know what you'd say. Yeah, the commitment from starting gymnastics versus starting football at a young age. And why you think the route for football is more pursued than gymnastics, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it definitely takes, or in my opinion, it takes more determination and effort for gymnastics, just because there are different levels of it. Where of course there are different levels of football in the sense that you get better over time. But in gymnastics, it's not just you getting better at the same stuff. There are a bunch of different skills. And another point I think would be gymnastics equipment. It costs crazy amount of money. And football fields and stadiums, those also cost money, but to practice football, you really just need an open field and the ball. But to practice gymnastics, men's artistic gymnastics and the 6 events, you need expensive equipment that works. So I think that is why.
I think gymnastics it's a different athleticism than football. It requires different strengths and flexibility than other sports.
I can agree with both those things. The sport of gymnastics is way more expensive when it comes to training. Also, how Will said, the determination to do the sport is a lot more, I don't even know, I guess a lot more intense, honestly, because we train 4 hours a day for, I think, 3 days of the week, and then, 4 days of the week, and then Wednesday is an hour shorter, and so is Friday. So, we're here, if we're not at home, we're here. We don't have time to go anywhere else. So determination is 100%, in gymnastics, way more intense than football, in my opinion.
All right, this will probably be my last set of questions because the coach is getting a little mad. Let's talk about popularity inside school, a football player versus you. If your personal friend group knows your sport better than football, or knows what you even do for your sport, gymnastics, versus a football player, just a normal football player at your school. More the personal popularity versus the sport, because of the sport you do. I don't know if that makes sense. It's a weird formatted question, but to sum up the rest of mine, when we're in a rush, that's what we're going with.
So I'm not sure if I'm answering this correct, but I think football is more popular. But I think because gymnastics isn't popular at my school, people are surprised whenever you say, "Oh, I do gymnastics," because it's not a common thing, and it's kind of cool, and people show interest in it. So I think that people think gymnastics is a cool sport, but no one really ever puts the time or effort in that comes with being a gymnast, and so you don't see much of it. I think that's also people don't understand very much about the sport because there's not that much of it, and so whenever I tell someone my sport, they usually ask, "How does it work?" or "What skills can you do?" Stuff like that.
When I tell people I do gymnastics, they always say "Hey, can you do a flip?" or "Do you do beam?" I'm like, "No." But there's some people that do know, and I think that's thanks to the Olympics. There's a lot more, like, it's commercialized more there, and people understand it a little bit better thanks to that.
So when it comes to knowing, like, when I tell someone or when someone just finds out, me just walking around school, people 100% do not know I do gymnastics. I mean, they can tell some people can tell based on my body shape, but I mean, like, if people 100% know better about football than gymnastics, you know? And then sometimes, I don't know, depending on, like, how you do in your competitions, you can go to nationals. We, all three, have the potential to go to nationals. Some of us have already been. But when we do that, once we say, we're a 2-time national qualifier, 1-time national qualifier, whatever, people, that gets heads turned, and then they start to care a little more, and they start to ask, and then, they start to want to learn about gymnastics.
Awesome. I think that wraps up our little Stretch Circle podcast. Thank y'all for y'all's time. 14 minutes over time's warm up, but we're here. It's not like it would change much anyways. I know. Good luck, Coach Charlie, and thank y'all.